Rita says, hey, Zach, first things first, I love your show. My first question is, as a quarterback analyst, which XFL quarterback are you most excited by and most intrigued by? Thanks for looking at this with your eyeballs. Rita, this is why I am so excited about the XFL, period. It's the quarterbacks. And I'm actually going to talk about multiple quarterbacks who really intrigue me. Most intriguing, actually, though, is former Ole Miss quarterback Jordan Ta'amu. He actually won the St. Louis Battlehawks starting quarterback job, which was a shock to me. I was like, really? Jordan Ta'amu is the starting quarterback in St. Louis? I couldn't believe it because I expected him to be the worst quarterback in the entire XFL. I was like, he's going to play? You're going to play him? Really? And part of why I don't believe in Jordan Ta'amu is his senior year in college. He had a pretty solid offensive line, and he had two phenomenal receivers. He had DK Metcalf and A.J. Brown at receiver. They were both some of the best rookie receivers in the entire NFL this past year. And the fact that he had two incredible NFL receivers on both sides of the field and was still awful at quarterback, making bad decisions, making horrible inaccurate throws, I was like, there's no way Jordan Ta'amu is going to be a good professional quarterback. And in fact, he didn't make an NFL roster. And so it's pretty surprising to me. He came out of nowhere and became the starting quarterback for the St. Louis Battlehawks. I was like, really? Him? What kind of... I hope it bodes well for the league. Like, if he's a starting quarterback in this league, that might be bad. But maybe, I'm curious, how good is he? Or how bad is he? How much has Jordan Ta'amu progressed since his senior year in college? He's one of the most fascinating and intriguing quarterbacks in the entire XFL. Because I hope I've been saying XFL, not NFL. Blank FL. It's hard to remember. But in the XFL, man, I am so curious about Jordan Ta'amu because I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know what to expect, and I know he's going to play, and either it's going to be a beautiful success or a beautiful disaster where he falls apart and is terrible. Now, number two, I want to talk about the Houston Roughnecks quarterback situation because their starting quarterback is either going to be P.J. Walker, the quarterback from Temple, or Connor Cook from the former Michigan State quarterback, the former Michigan State quarterback. And it's weird because they haven't announced their starting quarterback still, and we're about a week out from the XFL season starting. So personally, for me, I hope it's P.J. Walker. He's a better athlete. He can run around. He would be more exciting to watch. If I'm going to watch an XFL game, I want to watch a quarterback who can run and move around and extend a play and keep a play alive. Connor Cook, the quarterback out of Michigan State, is your boring kind of pocket passing quarterback, which is nothing wrong with that, but that's not the exciting football I want to watch. So personally, I hope that P.J. Walker is the starter, P.J. or Philip Walker, depending on who you want to call him. I hope he's the starting quarterback in Houston, but keep your eye on the Houston Roughnecks. They still somehow have not announced their starting quarterback, which is very bizarre. Either that's because both are really bad, or because both are really good, or because it's possible Connor Cook is slightly better, but the Houston Roughnecks are hoping Philip Walker and P.J. Walker ends up being the starter because he's got the ability to run, and they're just waiting till the last possible minute, hoping he'll win the job on his own. And if he doesn't, he still might be named starter anyways because you'd rather have a guy who can move around than a boring guy like Connor Cook. Now, number three, I'm really curious about the New York Guardians quarterback situation. I'm actually going to go watch the New York Guardians play at the end of February in MetLife Stadium in New York. I love both of the quarterbacks they have. Their quarterback, number one, their QB1 for now, their starter, is Matt Mcgloin. He's a former Penn State quarterback. He's one of my favorite quarterbacks of all time. He walked on at Penn State, started there forever, did incredible stuff, was phenomenal, and he's a really scrappy type of player who he'll run around a little bit. He's not got the biggest arm, but he's got great touch, great accuracy. He finds a way to make it work, and the word I think of is scrappy. Matt Mcgloin is a scrappy quarterback. He's got a fun play style. I'd love to see him. He's currently the starting quarterback in New York. I can't wait to watch him. But their backup quarterback's also notable. Luis Perez is one of my favorite quarterbacks in the entire league. It's kind of sad he got traded to New York. He might not even be the starter for the New York Guardians. So currently the backup quarterback in the New York Guardians organization, until things change, unless something changes, the backup is Luis Perez. He was traded from LA, and I love him. I'm a huge fan of him. He was great in the AAF, the former Alliance of American Football League, and he does all the little things right. He was one of my favorite quarterbacks in that league. He's a former Division II college quarterback. He won the college Division II Heisman Trophy. And he's had a really cool journey to go from a Division II football player to the NFL, to the AAF, and now the XFL. And he works his butt off. He used to beat, when he was in LA with the Rams, he used to beat their head coach into the facility every morning. And the coaches, like Sean McVay, was going, "How did you beat me here? Do you sleep here?" Like, he just worked his butt off. And so I would not be shocked because of his work ethic. I would not be shocked if Luis Perez found a way to get on the field and play well if he ever gets an opportunity for the New York Guardians. Again, the storylines I'm curious to watch in the XFL. Jordan Ta'amu. How good is he? Is he terrible? Is he good? Is he bad? Who will be the quarterback for the Houston Roughnecks? Is it P.J. Walker or Connor Cook? And then watch the New York Guardians quarterback. I love their starter, Matt Mcgloin. He's a scrappy, cool guy. And then pay attention to their backup. Will he ever get playing time? And if he does, how well will the New York Guardians backup Luis Perez end up doing in the XFL?